Okay, hello and welcome to the Crystal Brigade. We are having a good time here. It is 7 o'clock on a Friday night. So I just want to do a follow-up because I have been having some incredible results with this Marcel Vogel technique and using the crystal. So I just want to go over briefly again. I have some videos on my channel where I actually talk about how to use these crystals, and you have to discharge it from its memory and recharge it with love. And when you do this, you can actually physically feel a difference in the smoothness of your crystal. Now, I always have to feel like I am compelled anyway to reiterate what Marcel stated about the crystal being, the importance of it being a natural crystal, which is like this one. This one has a broken end from where it came out of the earth, and then it has the natural tip that is formed, and you can see all of the sides are uneven. That is very important because when you see these crystals out here in metaphysical stores and all of the sides are polished and smooth and even slightly rounded on the edges, it is actually not something that you can use as a healing device, because the central axis, and note this, the central axis of a crystal is vital to being able to operate with the crystal in this manner, with helping people release pain from themselves. So, when they polish them like that, you just don't have a sense of which direction the C-axis is going, because all they do is they take a chunk of crystal, whether it's as clear as possible or not, and they just start cutting. They just, use the machines, they cut it and polish it smooth and get all of the ridges out and everything. That's not something that's practical to work with, unfortunately. Now, if it just makes you feel good, then, that's fine. But for doing this particular work, it is vital to maintain that central axis that goes from the tip through the center of the crystal. Now, it might be a little bit closer to the left or the right. These things have usually a thinner side. That central axis is going straight down to the bottom and maintaining a matrix of energy. And they also, when they grow, they spin to the left or to the right, so counterclockwise or clockwise, and that doesn't have an effect. But Marcel said that there's a lot of things that we need to dispel with the metaphysical world and crystals, and I feel like he is correct, because everything that I have been using from his videos as instruction has been spot on. And so I use the crystal almost daily. I meditate with it sometimes. I'll just close my eyes. So another aspect that's vital when using crystal, you have to be able to have an imagination that can capture an image. So it's almost like you're remembering. When you close your eyes, you're remembering what it looks like. That exact shape and the way the crystal is sitting in your hand, it's like taking a snapshot with your mind's eye and then closing your eyes and being able to see that image. What I normally see, and I know everybody's going to be different, is a cameo image. So it's like a darkened version of my hands holding the crystal, and it's kind of subtle. I can see the outlines, and it's almost like you're seeing things in a shadow state, but it's definitely there. And especially if I just stare at it for a while, but you're always focusing on this part of the crystal, not on the sides or anything. Just focus all of your intention here, because this is a scalar wave. If you look at a crystal, it has a pyramid shape at the top, and it's a cone shape, and it's amplifying energy. So it's pushing energy out the tip, which is a focal point, and it's taking the energy in from the negative end and sending it out the positive end and amplifying your thoughts which are also scalar waves. So this is how this technology works. That's why we use these in our computers and our cell phones and our watches and things of this nature, because he was the pioneer. Marcel Vogel was the pioneer scientist for learning how to make the liquid crystal technologies in our technology that we use. So this screen that you're watching this on, you can thank to Marcel Vogel. Give thanks to him because he developed the technology for IBM for that. So now let's move forward. And so when you're using the crystal, you're going to hold it with your thumb underneath on the bottom and a finger on the facet at the top. And you can go through all my other videos where I'm teaching you this, but I love to go through this again because it cannot be said enough for people to actually learn this. And you'll hold it on the sides with your two fingers just to stabilize it. But also at the same time, think of your hands as battery cables. Now, Marcel doesn't mention this, but I get it. You're putting your electricity into the crystal and the electrical charge is going in. You're holding the crystal with a light squeeze. It is giving off a piezoelectric charge just in this moment alone. And then with your thoughts being aimed at it, because it resonates with the frequencies of water, it holds that memory vibration, amplifies it out, whatever your intentions are. But you do this, you send it out like you're sending a message to the world with your breath. And it looks like this. So when you're holding it between your fingers, you begin breathing. You start breathing, and you want to breathe in deeply from the diaphragm. Very important. This is why, Marcel said that he went to India and studied Kundalini yoga when he was in studying his plants, his consciousness of plants. And he said he brought that knowledge into the use of the crystals. And he said that is where he had these profound effects and aha moments of discovery, where he discovered that this is actually doing something. It's actually sending out charges and things. So here we go. Okay, you're breathing with the diaphragm in. I'm focusing on the little pyramid shape, and you can just work with me. I usually do it about 3 times. Now on the third time, before you exhale, when you breathe in that third time, you begin to imagine a clear rectangle shape, like just a line drawing even. Just a clear rectangle that overlaps this part. So my rectangle would look almost like this if I didn't have fingers all in the way. So it would be right over the top of the crystal. And I'll have to get some laminates, some of the cellophane laminates, and start drawing this so that people can understand what I'm talking about. Because I know a lot of people have, sometimes they have a hard time thinking about what I'm actually speaking of. And I'm a very visual person myself, so I do get this. And I will be doing more and more videos of this because I feel like this is some of the most important work that we can be learning, because we can take just even the smallest crystal. It doesn't even have to be a big one. I have some little ones that are wrapped up for my meeting tomorrow for doing a cloud buster. But you can use any size as long as it's natural. And that's the most important aspect of it, because it'll have the C-axis. So once you do that, you imagine that rectangle overlapping that. And then when you inhale, you exhale swiftly out of your nostrils. You're always breathing in and out of your nostrils when doing this work, because that's where you're going to gain the most power. It begins to build up the charge in the body. When you open your mouth, it diffuses the energy. Very, very important. Everything about this is very important. So if you really want to know how to heal yourself and others with crystal, this is the method and the modality. And I'm trying to cut it down from what Marcel teaches, because his videos are very long and you have to spend days listening to all of the knowledge. But it's wonderful. I love just going back over them again and again and again and finding out more information, because there's a lot more there. Anyway, let's just continue. I try to keep moving forward because I don't want to take too long. I'm going to keep this meeting short and sweet. It is almost 7:30 already. Here we go. So I'm going to breathe in. I'm going to imagine my rectangle. I'm going to breathe swiftly out of my nose. And then while I'm doing that, that rectangle is a symbol for clear. So it symbolizes clear, and you're letting this charge, the memory charge, go out of the crystal. And you can feel for the difference. It's kind of cool. I laugh sometimes. I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, that's so awesome. Okay, so I'm going to release the memory from when I used it previously, because I use this one a lot. It's my main one. Now, I can test it to see if it's clear. If I haven't put enough focus into it, it's going to feel like it's giving me resistance. And right now it's giving me resistance. So I just need to breathe and probably build up my charge again. And then on the third one, release. And now it's gone. It's clear. And it gets smooth. So then I breathe. When you want to fill it with love, it's very easy. I breathe in once. I feel my heart chakra expand, because you have to feel the essence of what it feels like to feel love or joy or gratitude. You know, that releases blocks, energy blocks in the body. When you feel this and you open yourself up and you inhale and you put that right into that crystal, and sticks. It'll stick really strong if you've put a really powerful energy into the crystal. You know, the feeling of love is very powerful and can manifest instantly. So it's nice and sticky, even on the sides. Then what you want to do, ask permission of the person that you wish to heal. If it's yourself, then go ahead and start using it on yourself. You can do it. It's as easy as this. So what I'll do, I begin breathing. I usually breathe in 3 times again. And then you close your eyes after you've taken your little screenshot in your mind's eye of the little pyramid shape at the top, exactly as it looks in your hands. And then focus your attention right here, your eyes. Your eyes are actually looking in this direction right here when your eyes are closed. They're not looking down or over to the sides. They're looking at your third eye between your eyebrows, and you can see that little cameo outline, almost like the negative of the image from the colors of when you had your eyes open. So it looks like that. And then you'll imagine yourself, like you can be standing in front of a mirror, if that helps you. And if anywhere on your body, you look at yourself and you look at the crystal, you close your eyes, you see the crystal in your mind's eye. You then remember the image of yourself and you overlay the 2 images while holding your breath, and then you release your breath into the crystal image. And then that is where it holds that memory. So it goes like this. I'm just going to be talking while I'm closing my eyes. I'm breathing in while I'm looking. Third time I'm going to close my eyes. Remembering the image of the crystal. I hold my breath here. Close my eyes. See the crystal in my mind's eye. Remember the image of myself. See the image of the crystal. Release the breath. Then inhale. Clear it. Whatever's ailing you. Just have that intent of clearing whatever it is anywhere in your body, and you will feel it disperse. If it remains, because this happens sometimes to me, so far I haven't figured out the magic bullet for the really deeply seated issues that people have in their cells. So when you're doing that, all you do is you just keep going like you're peeling off layers of an onion, and you'll just do it again. Same thing, build up your electrical charge with your breath. Hold your breath on the third one, close your eyes. Then imagine yourself, imagine the crystal, Release your breath with the image of you in the crystal. And then again, very, very powerful outward breaths is what makes this work, because when you do it, there's a sine wave that spikes and goes off the charts. If we had all the technical instruments, you know, I would be able to show people, but I am not anywhere near being Marcel Vogel's adept self with all of his laboratory equipment and all of that. All I have is my little natural crystals, and I've been using them, practicing on people. And as you practice, you learn. So do not be afraid to attempt this, because you can't really hurt anyone unless you put in bad intentions in the crystal. That's going to be the thing. So there's always a disclaimer that what you put out is what you get back. So this works by the laws of the universe, laws of nature. They're natural laws, and they're to be abided by. And believe me, you will feel it. There's definitely karmic backlash in this world. So when we want to heal someone else, we don't have to be anywhere near them. You do the same exact thing. You use your crystal. You ask permission of someone else, though. You know, it's vital that you ask permission to use a crystal, because you don't want to be crossing into someone's domain. You know, that's their dominion. You can send people love, you know, but sometimes, especially since I do QHHT, I'm doing all of the hypnosis sessions, sometimes the higher self says, no, you cannot heal them 100% because they still have something to learn from. And that is vital for their journey and their experience here. We got to change a lot of things about our world and correcting some of the narrative that we've learned, because it's just been information that we've gathered before, and now, you know, we're learning more constantly. Change is inevitable in every direction and everything. So we have to be open. We have to remain open to change. And that's what's happening in the world right now that's causing a lot of chaos. So when you're doing other people with this, just ask for permission and then begin breathing. And on the third breath, hold the breath in. Vision the crystal. Remember, you took a photo of it with your mind's eye. You see the crystal, you see the person, you overlay the two images, release your breath into the crystal tip, and then exhale swiftly with your breath. And then ask the person, how does it feel? Usually, like I would say 90% of the time, it's either gone instantly, especially if it was a minor headache or pain, just a slight pain, whatever. They'll say, yeah, it's gone. Or it'll be, okay, well, it's a little bit over to the left now, or it's to the right, or it's a little bit higher, it's a little bit lower. Sometimes it's like whack-a-mole, where you're like, okay, bark, 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 bark. You know, usually people have back pain, and the thing is like bouncing all around the back, you know, and you're following it everywhere, and it gets to be kind of like a game. But treat it as such, because just play with the notion that this is an experience to learn and grow from. But it is absolutely something that is wonderful, because I've got people that call me and ask me, hey, can you use your crystal? Can you use your crystal on me? And I'm like, look, let me teach you how to do this, because then you can do it for yourself. You can do it for others. This is a bridge, okay? Because we already know about what water does and how it holds your consciousness, and how everything out here is basically holding consciousness, because it was created by someone at some point in some aspect of time. And it takes an entire world of people to create a world, pretty much. So we are just mini versions of the greater cosmology that's all around us. And we just need to be able to, you know, practice and play again, instead of being in this construct of, you know, everybody go work and don't look at anything else. So yeah, we need to keep going with this. This is water frequency. it's a solidified water shape, and it can amplify things. You know, we can turn it into liquid if we melt it down and reshape it, restructure it. That doesn't, you know, that once you lose your C-axis, it's pretty much done. Man-made crystals don't work. All this stuff. So Marcel, you know, encouraged people just to go out and practice, just go experiment with all kinds of things. I experiment with plants. I experiment with myself. Like I said, I just began meditating with a crystal just to see if I hold it up. I did some Tai Chi last night. I was holding it up. I found that if I hold it in front of my third eye, like straight out across, I actually see the cameo better, which is interesting. You know, people are going to have different results with all of this kind of thing, but I love experiments. And so this is a grand experiment for me. And I have been using this. I use this on my mother time and time again. You know, I call her and she's like, oh, my back hurts. Oh, my rib hurts. Oh, my hand, my arm, my leg, whatever, you know, experiencing pain. And okay, mom, let me just, and I do the thing. And I say, okay, mom, how is it? She's like, it's gone. I'm like, okay. She's gotten used to it now. You know, some people just kind of look at you, you know, they're looking and they're going, that's weird. But it works. I healed someone in the coffee cafe the other day. They were complaining about a headache. I said, well, can I use this on you? You know, it's an earth product. You know, it came from the earth. It's not witchcraft. It is actually a natural thing, a natural diode of sorts, amplifies your thoughts. And I said, it works with quantum physics, which quantum is the ether, you know, the new terms and all this stuff. We always have to change the past so that people can't keep up with what's going on. I actually use older terms. Ether is fine with me. So anyway, yeah, you can do a lot with this, and we can go and heal the world. Very important when it's really a very inexpensive technology. You don't have to have a Vogel crystal, but apparently the more you study transcendental yoga and meditation and, you know, doing all this stuff, incorporating yoga with breath work, basically, because that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be meditation, yoga, movements, and breath all together in one big unit. And everything's sort of compartmentalized and disjointed, so nobody can really figure out what they're doing. They think it's just stretching exercises, but it's actually breathing and focusing, which is a meditation. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to be said about that because it's very spiritual, yoga is. But go out, use this on yourself, use this on your friends, your family, other people, strangers. It is nothing less than miraculous. And I just get a little joy every time I help someone with this, because it's like, there it goes, did it. You know, and I don't ask for anything. It's like, oh, no, you're fine, you're good. And, you know, some people might feel inclined to give me money for something, and I'm like, okay, well, you know, I have to accept because you offered, but I'm not charging for this. So anyway, you guys go out, practice this method, this modality. I'm keeping this meeting very short because I do have another event tomorrow that I have to be at. And you guys have a good time with this, and I'll see you at the next meeting. Take care, guys. Bye.